Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is a game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He controls the Allied forces and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is the 5th March of 42 turn. It is still the scenario 1 of course and no modification with 1 day turn setup. Finally, the last day saw the end of the British modern battleships, Repulse and Prince of Wales, both sunk by submarine torpedoes and air torpedoes near to Monomaya. I was also able to take over Wake with not too much suffering. I lost 1 cargo ship, but that was okay. We had additionally, we had more air battles over Rangoon with good outcome for me. And overall the situation is okay and looks promising. This is I think still Wake and there are 4 American destroyers engaging 4 of my destroyers. I only don't know how much ammunition I have left. But we will see, this is now a 1-to-1 night battle with high moon weight between equally strong forces. Of course, Japanese destroyers have maybe better air experience, better weapons. Maybe 4 Japanese destroyers are strong like 6 American destroyers, something like this, but not much more, I would say. And it's often, especially in this night engagements, it's important who makes the first hit. It can be that he's shooting here all night and no one could ever hit. Americans, they don't have radar, I think, up to now, and the Japanese, hitting destroyers at night is always a very hard task. So let's see what happens here. I keep this running now. So far, everyone is missing. The range is not the issue, it is really only you have luck and skill to create the hit. And no. At the end, they both...
Hello, my misguided friends. This is your #1 enemy, Orphan Anne, from Radio Tokyo, with another blow to your morale and some music to console you. Today, the Imperial government announced that the Imperial Navy has achieved another great victory near Wake, with the sinking of 2 carriers, a battleship, and numerous cruisers and destroyers.
So for the home front, we have good news. The army or navy headquarters have maybe other opinion of this battle, but we don't must bother the home front with this kind of stuff. So the enemy destroyers are now able to catch my landing force, but these are all now empty ships, so I'm of course still not good. My heavy cruisers are, but here maybe to save the day. And the Americans, I think, maybe consumed most of their torpedoes already. And this is the only stuff that really can hurt me here. A 5-inch shell hit on my heavy cruiser is okay, creating some fire, but I don't expect it too much. Still cannot really find the target. the same time my warships are able to cover my cargo ships. So that, that is their purpose. Everything is okay so far, I would say. Okay, here is now a 5-inch shell hit on my APD. That is maybe not so nice and can create damage. APDs are really not so strong. You can also see that these are the old second class destroyers, more or less support destroyers. They only carry this 12 centimeter guns, or 4.5 inch, 4.6, something like this. Again, I mean, 12 centimeter still can create damage against enemy destroyers. Simply destroyers, they don't have any armor protection, but the amount of damage is often only a little. So I have here 2 hits on my escort ships, but no hit on my cargo ships. And in this return, I was able to hit also the destroyers twice, but no ship really take any damage what will impact the future operations and capabilities of the ships. American American submarine try to attack my subchasers, but this is still March, so I still have here this early on equipment. I create 5 hits, but 5 is not enough. A dozen, I would always say, a dozen is something will hurt a submarine, but everything less is nice, but not critical. So some picking of dot bases. What else I can do? And O20 is also here, so this is, I think, then the British. Oh, it's a Dutch, I don't know. Good. So no daytime Navy battle. The Americans are maybe already retreating. I mean, the destroyers, they don't have so much ammunition. There are at least 3 American task forces around Wake. And I sweep Rangoon simply to keep them, KilRoy's Air Force damage on the ground. At the same time, I bombed China and the British. And there's still some flak coming, so the British units have the supplies, some. Okay. Yeah, a bit better. Okay. One single Russian bomber won't try it again, but my Oscars are in position. And now this one Russian Chinese bomber is not more. But oh, two more. Okay. One was damaged, I think, returned to base, and the other one maybe gets destroyed. Yeah, okay. Land battle. Yeah, this leftover Chinese corps now finally surrender. A little more peace behind the lines. Now the Chinese people can enjoy a new fair justice rule under the Japanese overall command. A better life for them, for sure. So nothing crazy happens. We had some navy battles, but KilRoy was not able to really hurt my cargo ships, and I was also not able to hunt him down. So still bombardment in China. So you can see now slowly there's no Chinese forces left. Here's still one maybe small resistance party, and this in the swamp. And this 2-3 units, Yenan, I must clean up. But the main operations is to march on Lenshao and take this oil here, and yeah, link up all the industry. What is important for me. Yeah, war over Rangoon is successful. There are some ships here. It was only 1 a.m. and my KRS force was not able to attack. We are several storms. Okay, this would maybe make sense. I detected nothing, and only maybe to show here this air wing had 12 air losses, air to air, and 2 ops losses. Then you can see here the lost pilots. This is airframes, this is lost pilots, and then compared to this 2 kills. But the kills, of course, are always related to airframes, so I don't know. Killed pilots, I never know. I only can say that this air wing lost 14 airframes with ops losses. I mean, written off is, I think, always related to air battle, and create 17 kills. So it's roughly 1-to-1 kill ratio. But this is, I think, still acceptable. It's not bad. 1-to-1, I think, is still okay for the Japanese. And then you have the second air wing. It have lost only 8, more or less, plus 3, so maybe also 12, I mean 10 to 12 airframes, but kill 33, so kill ratio is 11 to 33, so 1-to-3. This is a very good air wing. Then you can compare that the average pilot experience is similar. 72, 72. The other one has 70 to 70. There's not much difference. So it is sometimes luck, and sometimes if you engage first and the enemy is already tired, and then you come into second, then you have a better position maybe to kill more enemy airframes. Yeah. This is, I think, just the air wing I switched from 1B to 1C. They have really a 1-to-1 kill ratio, 10 to 10. And that guy is more or less on par. This, I think, was a training unit I just changed first to active frontline duty, so they don't really have much record of killing. what else I can say is, but everyone can choose this on his own. Later on, I think I use it more. Normally, I like to train my Navy Army bombers first on ground attack, so that they have a skill range. The ground bombardment skill is maybe close to 70. That is, you can train. And then first after the pilots reach this close to 70, I first really let them attack. If you make two real attacks, then you can still get your skills level up to maybe 75, or in best case maybe 80. I think that is most what the bombers can create. I mean, always can higher, but it's then really hard. But the problem is, if you train this ground bombardment skills, often you have maybe this at 70, but your defense level is only stacked with 55 to 60. And then there's always a question, yeah, what you train next. And I can only talk about Japanese airframes. The problem is that the most Japanese airframes lacking armor protection or high hit points. I mean, Americans, they have B-25, B-26. These are all these ground attack or low-level attack bombers, and all of this. They are well protected and so on. They can go low. I would simply say maybe it's better. You can choose maybe to go for submarine training or for Navy bombardment. And then better maybe make this kind of aircraft bombarding out of 7 or 10,000 feet altitude to avoid all light flak. But again, it is up to the player what he wants. But you can normally, or it's better to train two skills. I mean, ground attack, I think, is always number one, and then you can choose the other skill. But yeah, up to the player's choice. I only think it's the better way to do it like this. Yeah, nothing else here to see. I'm still trying to walk it down, but this is so slow. If you walk only 6 miles per day, then you need a lot of time. So there's not more much left. There's still one tanker. I mean, it's reported a tanker can be also be anything else. No airstrike happened here. And here's a small cargo ship. All in range of Nomaya, but no airstrike happened. Good situation at wake is, enemy cruisers, enemy destroyers, and other stuff. These are maybe the 4 destroyers retreating. And I try to get out of here and save my cargo ships. And I also took on... I come with 3 Navy Guard units, and I only let 1 Navy Guard unit rest here and stay here to make guard duty. And 2 guys I take immediately back. I think this Navy Guard units had nearly no damage, so I keep this. It's completely 100% ready. And the other 2, they had some damage, so I say, okay, I take this guys back to Truk, and Truk they can heal much better. And then I can use them maybe for operations somewhere else, let's say this. To keep here 3 Navy Guard units will not give me any benefit. I control the island, this is all I need. And I think it's better to bring here maybe some base force and anti-aircraft stuff or anti-tank equipment, and not more Navy Guard units. Navy Guard units at the end are only light infantry. They have here 4 anti-tank guns and some small heavy machine guns for anti-aircraft, but none of this equipment is strong enough to really defend against a meaningful attack. And again, the Americans, KilRoy, have all of his battleships, most of his cruisers still active. He maybe lost just 2 of his British battleships and some other light cruisers, but KilRoy have all his carriers, all his American battleships, and most of his cruisers. So there's a lot of firepower not far away in Midway. So even if I throw here a lot of stuff on wake, it easily gets bombarded. And this is a small island, you can have a stacking limit of 6,000. So, and I have already nearly 2,000 guys on this island. So 3 Navy Guard units is the maximum what you can keep here. If you keep them over the stacking limit, then you will suffer. Yeah. And again, this island have no true port. It is only a small airfield, so it's really a scouting base and nothing more. But yeah, it's a moral victory. But I would always say I have no problem to give up temporary some bases and maybe locations if I can save and keep the cohesion of my forces intact and strike another day. Even with Japan, I must be flexible. But of course, so this also means with the Japanese, you must keep your main core forces intact. You need some equipment to counter the American onslaught, and this will happen sooner or later. Once the Japanese lost this core force, the game is normally over. You can play it and keep the war ongoing as long as possible, what the Japanese did, but normally the Japanese, latest at midway, they could normally say, okay, it's over. There was no chance normally more to have everything, and the same with the KilRoy game. If you're losing 4, 5, 6 carriers, you lost the game. If this happened maybe in mid of 43, then you still say, okay, I must only hold out maybe 3 or 4 more months. Then it's 44, and then you can maybe win with a 2-to-1 kill ratio. But if it's early 42, and you lost already so much equipment, then there's no way to win. Of course, you can still keep the game running and say, I don't must win. I won't learn something, but once you learn everything, then you maybe can also say, okay, I lost. I agree, I lost. But this is always up to the player. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.